My name's Adele Onyango and welcome to another episode of Legally Clueless. No, seriously, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Hey you, welcome to episode 281 of Legally Clueless. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the family. Audio episodes like this go out every single Monday and Wednesday, very soon Fridays as well, once we launch our third podcast. However, if you are an OG member, nothing but love for you, and every one of you can head over to legallycluelessafrica.com for more of our podcast, video series, tour series, wellness events, group therapy, and so much more. However, back to this episode, this is what's coming up.
So as we're dancing, who is dancing in front of me? Julie Gishuru. I pull her. We dance together. Our photo is taken. Our video is taken. The video makes it to a wedding show. The wedding show goes viral. The video is posted on social media. Facebook, it goes viral. So the fight was, this MC did not do a good job. Why are you giving a celebrity priority over the bride? And then there's the other faction who's like, it's like nice to see Julie Gishuru dancing, because now Julie Gishuru is known for news and seriousness. Nice to see that MC did a good job. That's very wise thinking. So it's not bad publicity and it's not good publicity. What it has done though is put me on the map.
Yep, finally part 2 of Kibunja's story or James's story is coming up, and you can listen to part 1 in episode 279. I would suggest you do, because then you will be floating if you start with part 2. All right, before we get to that though, I want to share something that I've just been talking about on my Instagram, and I would love you to answer this question as well. So feel free to drop it in the comments on whatever platform you're listening to this on. What supplements are you on? And why? Currently, the only supplement I'm taking is a particular magnesium, and it's actually prescribed for me by my doctor. So the reason I brought this conversation up is, first, I was never a supplements girly. I don't even think I'd ever taken supplements until my sister told me she was taking zinc supplements at the time. And she was like, it's helping her not get any flus. And I was like, hey, I want that, which is weird because when I think back to that moment, it's not that I was sickly or getting flus. So I don't even know why I took my legs there. But anyway, I started taking zinc supplements. So fast forward to last year when I had my breakdown that I've told you about in the last episode and some podcast episodes ago. I go see my now GP, Dr. Sally, and we do all my tests to see what's really happening physically with my body, because clearly my mind was in a super dark place. And obviously before we did our test, she was like, what are you currently taking, etc. And I mentioned the zinc supplements. So after my test results came in, she's like, but okay, please help me understand why you are taking zinc, because from what I'm seeing in front of me from your results, there really is no need for zinc. In fact, what you actually need is magnesium. And I had to be like, well, I started taking zinc. It felt so silly when I said the reason I was taking these supplements out loud. But anyway, she put me on a specific type of magnesium supplement, a specific dosage of it for a specific time frame. And I think that's something we don't think about when we talk about supplements, especially not in, let's say, the natural form, like if you're getting it from a particular food or super veg, whatever. When it's like pills, we think supplements are not dangerous, right? So we're just like, oh, Ati, who's taking zinc? I'm gonna have that. Who's taking iron? Me too. You need to, and I think it's safer if you speak to a professional who, dependent on the wellness road you take, could either be an actual doctor, so like me with my GP, or maybe you want to stay away from pills altogether. I would say speak to a nutritionist, but also get the test done so that you know, okay, I need to up my ABCD. So even if you decide to get it from a more natural source, it's guided. It's not guesswork, right? But anyway, I was reminded of this entire supplement story because of this. I had started taking zinc supplements when I came to see you because my sister was taking zinc supplements, and she told me this thing, by the way, I don't get any hormones anymore. I'm like, what? Sign me up. How many packs? Which, you know? Yeah. And I remember when we did my test the day I came to see you, you were like, but like your zinc, Why? You don't need...
Correct.
You actually needed magnesium. Why were you here on zinc side?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, it worked for my friend. It's the new trend. Someone on TikTok was saying, you need 5 grams of this.
Yeah.
And supplements are beautiful and wonderful things when used appropriately.
Terms and conditions.
Terms and
Apply.
conditions. T's and C's.
Yeah.
Which means, yes, in the first place, do you need to be on this supplement?
Yeah.
And if so, what dosage? Because you see, again, we use different dosages for different things at different points.
Which is from my convo with Dr. Sally in last week's podcast episode. So just a reminder, in case you haven't grabbed your tickets yet, she's a guest speaker at our next wellness talk, which is this Saturday, the 3rd of August. It's virtual, so wherever you are in the world, you can join in. A little later in the week, if you've gotten your tickets, my colleague Mercy is going to send you your registration details. So what's Dr. Sally going to be talking about? Basically how our mental health affects our physical health. And I feel like this is so important for me to create this space for you to get this knowledge, because I didn't know all of these things. For example, back when I was having my breakdown, and we spoke about this last week on the podcast, one of the things that suffered was my gut health, which is a huge physical symptom of depression. And when your gut senses there's a threat, even if it's a mental threat, what it does to protect itself is produce more acid, right? Now, when I was going through those motions before I went to see Dr. Sally, and I was just like trying to figure out what's the healthy thing to do that's going to make me feel better, I was eating tons of oranges, and every morning I was taking this vitamin C mix, which for somebody who has acidity, as I did, and my gut health in the dumpers, that's not what I should have been doing at that time. It doesn't mean vitamin C is a bad thing. It doesn't mean oranges are bad. It just means at that time, based on where my body is, that's not what I needed. So I feel like that's why it's so important to, at any one point in time, get professional guidance, like from a doctor, before you start like popping all of these supplements that you don't know if maybe you may not need, or maybe like could be making the situation worse, which was me and my vitamin C mixtures. Anyway, in the show notes, there's a link for you to grab your tickets. Make sure you do. We have very few slots left. Right about now, let's jump into the only MC with an LLB, part 2 of his story. And it really explores his battle between law and following his passion, which was in the entertainment industry, being an MC. 100 African stories on Legally Clueless. Stories from Africa.
In campus, I kept a low key. Like most people just knew me in campus because I'm the only guy who wore shorts. I wore shorts throughout first year and second year. Because I was like, it's law school. It's not law practice. So law school, I should be allowed to come in shorts, jeans. Because when I start practice, I'll just be in suits. So the watchman used to stop me all the time. Like, show me your student ID. Don't look like a student here. Because guys were in suits, trousers. Also remember, I'm going for dance practice later. So I'm like, why am I wearing trousers? So we do Sakata, and that's when my fame blows up in campus. Because Sakata was the thing you used to watch every Sunday afternoon. So one day I'm interviewed on Sakata. I was like, I know this guy. I go to school. My whole class is like, hey, so you're on TV, Sakata. Hey, Sakata. Hey, so you dance. Like, hey, you mean to tell me this thing has such a huge reach? So now I start earning money from emceeing, because my dad was like, I'm retiring like an year. So in a year, so now the finances will be strained. So I used to get 500 Kenya shillings for transport. And he used to tell me, eat a heavy breakfast, you don't need lunch. Commuting from Kiambu to Parklands. And I'm like, this is when the Thika superhighway is being built. So fares will hike. But for him, he's like, no, you need to learn to be shrewd. I suffered. The first year I suffered. I had to walk for long distances. I had to walk from Parklands to Muthaiga just to make sure that the 500 sees the end of the week. I had to walk from Muthaiga to Parklands in the morning just to make sure the 500 sees the end of the week, or I have lunch. I don't think people give credit to the brain and the work it does. When you're reading or in class, you're using so much energy to remember, to write, to coordinate listening and writing, to coordinate listening, writing, and looking. That's so much energy. So I'd walk for long distances and I'd be so pissed. I'm like, why is he not giving me money? What is wrong with him? But then looking back, I thank him for teaching me to be shrewd. I'm very shrewd with money. I'm not the best at managing my finances, but I love that I can survive with a little. I can survive. Because also the career I'm in, sometimes it dries up. I can survive with a little. So now I started like, how can I monetize this dancing? How can I monetize emceeing? And I went and presented the idea to the group, the dance group. It was called Gyms and Teams. Jesus is my savior, dance is my style. So I told them, so we can start charging for corporate gigs. We can start charging for weddings. How much? We started. Now I would earn from dance and emceeing. First MC gig that paid was a wedding. And Jack Marwa, aka DJ Smurf Selector, was like, they have an MC. So he was starting off as a DJ. So they had an MC who'd carry the program, but he was like, they don't have a person to make them dance. So a hype man. So he was like, I have a guy who can come and make guys dance. I can pay him 5,000. I was like, 5,000? Thank God. So my first salary was 5,000 Kenya shillings as a wedding hype man. I turned to become the MC because now the MC was, I think, intimidated. I think it was a friend of the couple. So I think he felt intimidated by the guy who's dancing with the people and has vibes. So I ended up emceeing as well. I got 5,000. Went to Gikomba. Komba open air market. I bought new shoes, 3 pairs of shoes. Then came to Nairobi town. Sanford fish and chips. Full chicken, fries. And I've never been happier. Like right now, I'm happy, yes, but it's not the same happiness as that one for being paid 5,000 and eating a full chicken. Now I can supplement the 500 I get from my dad because now I need to print notes. I need to print handouts. So that's how it went through first, second, third year. During the third year, my mom fell ill and we had to go to India. So I have been debating this legal field and balancing with emceeing and dancing. And in that moment in India, I went for a concert. I could not understand the music. But the fun the guys were having, I was like, yes, this is what I want. So I made up my mind that I'd come back and quit my undergrad. Now this is transitioning into 4th year. We didn't come back as third year was ending. We came back in the 4th year, a month after schools had reopened. My mind was focused on quitting. I should mention this the same time now. I met my wife, not officially. We had known each other from the dance circles. But this is the first time now we are talking in depth with my wife. So we are talking, I'm telling her my struggles. She's telling me her struggles. I think she's in 2nd year or 3rd year. She's telling me how she loves school, but she's debating between linguistics and journalism. Because I think linguistics was her minor and journalism was her major. So we are talking. I told her, I want to quit. Then she tells me, what I remember, and I think that's the thing that made me decide this is the one. She told me, to put it in a Swahili phrase, umemla ng'ombe mzima, mkia. Walimeona mkia kweli. So you've eaten the whole cow. Will the tail be an issue for you? And I was like, hey, you're in 2nd year and you're reasoning like this. Who are you? So I decided, you know what? I'll just finish. I'll finish. It was a tough year. 4th year was a tough year for me because I needed to take care of my mom, come to school, go back home, take care of my mom. And it was tough. But we managed, finished, graduated with a 2nd class lower division. By this time, we are no longer dancing. We've taken a break. Guys have gone to pursue their different careers because under Gyms and Teams, we discovered guys have different talents. So it became, Jesus is my savior, dance, design, and DJing is my style. So we had DJs, we had designers, and we had dancers. So me, I was left hanging because I was neither a dancer, nor a DJ, nor a designer. So I decided I'm going to be under DJs because I can MC. So the unit broke and we went our separate ways. The goal was to give us 6 months to build our brands and come back stronger. I opposed that idea. I told them, if we go for 6 months, if some of us work harder than the rest, they'll not come back because group dynamics work best if you are growing together. If you're growing apart, none of us will come back. And true to my word, none of us came back. So they reconstituted Gyms and Teams with younger dancers who also achieved very good things. After campus and graduating, I took a year off and pursued emceeing. I was employed at Full House. Full House Music And we did a tour with Kelele Takatifu, Chrysaicos, and Recap. I was the MC. That's how I got into the music industry. So I began now like managing or being an agent for Kelele Takatifu, Chrysaicos, and Recap at some times. Then mainly I was with Kelele Takatifu. We did a campus tour. And then before the split, I decided, let me go finish what I started. Let me go finish my legal career. I had applied for KSL. I never thought I'd get in. So I just applied and left it. So one day my dad is like, you've not been to Posta in a while. Go to Posta, bring me my bills and check whether you have any letters. I go and I find Kenya School of Law. A huge envelope. I'm like, damn, it is here. I carry it home. I don't show my parents. I sit with it and think, is it time to finally go back to this thing? Because honestly, 2015, artistry frustrated me. But also the industry was quote unquote skewed. It only favored mass market. And me, I'm a niche guy. So I found myself fighting so hard. And then an opening came up at an event called Verse 5. They gave me an opportunity to MC quarterly gig. I think it was quarterly. That's when now I was released into my niche. So that was my training ground. That was my 10,000 hours in MCing. So, because I'd MC from around 2 to 7 p.m. I'd only rest when an artist is performing. When they leave, I'm back. I did that for like 2 years. And then now I decided, you know what? I'm not earning from this thing. It's draining me because I'm looking for clothes, costume. Weddings, I'm being paid 10,000, 15, 5K. And I really want to move out and do different things with my life. So let me just go back to law and see how it works. So I joined KSL. 2016, the full year, I did not MC not once. I was in KSL full time. Again, the quitting comes in before my bar exam. My orals were great. What I loved about KSL, my oral exam, because I'm a public speaker. So when they were asking me questions, I'm like, yes, now I know what I want to do if I pursue this legal career. I want to be a litigation lawyer. I want to go to court every day. I want to argue facts. So in KSL, they divide you into farms. The farm I landed on, I met a babe we were with in Excans. Her name is Ruth. I had not seen her since Excans. So we are divided. They divide you into the farms. Farm 1, Farm 2, Farm 3, Farm 4, Farm 5, Farm 6. So I was in Farm 6. So we go, we sit around. I see Ruth. I'm so jazzed. I'm like, now I have someone I can talk to. The farm decides, this guy is talking too much. This is our farm leader. Because I asked them, okay, now how do we choose? Do we vote? So they're like, since you've taken lead, so you just become the farm leader. I'm like, what are the duties of a farm leader? I have to follow up, guys, on assignments you're given. I have to divide the work. These two will do a certain unit. These two will do a certain unit. I have to departmentalize. I have to plan schedules of the farm meetings. I was like, I've never done that before, but if you voted for me, let's go. They submitted my name as a farm leader. Our farm was the farm everyone was looking out for during presentation time, because the leader is the one who's presenting and is charismatic. And then what I had told my people is Farm 6 will be remembered for iconic presentations and simplifying the law. So every time we'd have a presentation in class, we'd use current affairs, Matatu strike. There was the iTax. So we'd use those examples to explain the law in class. So everyone was like, hey, we can't wait for Farm 6 to present. And there's even one lecturer who told me, if you don't succeed in the legal field, public service. So now there's another person fueling my esteem. Like, so I didn't fail in the creative space. It's just that it was not the right time. So now I'm strategizing, going back to the entertainment space as well as maintaining the legal field. I was like, I can balance. I know I can balance. So I started pursuing it again. Got the first 2 or 3 weddings. And I was like, And I was like, I'm going to charge them 30K and see. I charged them 30K. They were like, yeah, we can do that. Just taking me, being confident in myself and telling them. So that's how I sustained myself in Kenya School of Law. My dad was also helping out a lot. So now, towards the end of KSL, now before 2 weeks to the bar exam, remember that thing for quitting in campus comes again. I'm like, damn. This time, my wife and I are dating. Long distance, but we're dating. So I tell her, and I tell a friend of mine, hey, man, this is like the weekend before now we start by exam. I tell her, me, I've paid for fees, but I'm not showing up for by exam on Tuesday. She's like, so you want to tell me this whole week we've met? There's a unit I never used to grasp. I don't know why. Succession law. I never used to grasp. I don't know why. So I told Nadia, succession is in 3 days. You teach me succession. and then we'll revise company, criminal, or the rest. My favorite was criminal. And then she's like, we can't have wasted 2 weeks studying hard, because she knew I cancelled every gig I had. I cancelled every interaction. By then, I didn't have money. So I've cancelled all the weddings and gigs I had to concentrate on the bar exam. Then I have no money. I tell her that. She tells me, no, it's 2 weeks. We've been here 2 weeks every day. Classes were over, I think, a month to buy exams. So she was like, we've studied. There is no way we are quitting. If you need me to come to your place, we study, I will. And Nadia helped me through that particular season. Nadia was like, no, we are not quitting. You finish, let's see how many you fail. We finished the bar exam, I failed 3 only. And she was telling me, now you see, you would have left 9 papers and then come back and maybe failed all the 9. I never went back to repeat them. I just went, looked for pupillage, never found pupillage. My wife was, I think, clearing campus, but then as a girlfriend back then. So 2017, beginning of 2017, I get my results. This week I get my results. The next week we break up. So my 2017 was in shambles. I'm like, what's going on? I thought I'd passed this by exam. I was like, I've not passed. At least I have a girlfriend. Oh, I can lean on when I'm going through things. My girlfriend is like, peace, bruv. I'm done with you. I was like, what is this? What is this? So I went through a phase. I never used to leave the house. Just be in the house. 2017, Kelele Takatifu split up. And then Moji by then is living in Kiserian. So Moji asked me, are you in Runga? Yeah. I'm stressed up. He comes to my place. We discuss the split up. What is going to happen? I just tell him, pursue music. You're a dope writer. So we discuss. Then we lost contact. But I remember him coming to my place. The only thing I had was eggs and bread. So we made toast my eye, and then he was stressed. I don't think he remembers, but I love that memory because I look at him now, and I'm like, I'm proud of what he's achieved. Yeah, I'm really proud of what he's achieved. Because that back then, Kileta Katifu seemed like it was the end of everything. So we lost contact. Oh, no, we didn't lose contact. We were in the same church, City Lighters. 2017, now towards the end, I decide, now, let's get back to entertainment full time. I do a photo shoot. I put my photos out there. And then now I start recording videos. At this point, I'm driving with Moji around as he does his mission work and his events. I help with recording. And I'm learning now. I'm relearning the industry because I've been away from it for a year. Because KSL is a year. It's only a year. I don't get any jobs. One day, I just tell God, if I don't get any pupillage, whatever I'll get, that's what I'm pursuing for the rest of my life. And I sleep. The next day, a good friend of mine called Robbie Omol. So Rob calls me, tells me, I'm graduating from Campo. Come and MC my graduation. I'm like, MCing is the way to go. I tell him, yeah, just pay my rent. My rent is 7,500. Because after KSL, my dad was like, I'm not paying your rent. You're on your own. That same day, guy called James, I think James Chumba, calls me. He's like, you're MCing my wedding. Our budget is 80K for you and DJ. I call DJ Double. I'm like, so we split it 40-40. Double is like, yes. I made my first 40,000. I was happy. I decided I'm going to pay rent for like 2-3 months. So that now, because I was worried, I will not have any other gig after that. I paid rent for 3 months, did my shopping. I bought like a small gas banner, like a banner. I was like, yes, MCing now becomes my full-time thing. The spaces I was struggling to get into as an MC are now calling upon me. So you see the verse 5 era. The gigs I was doing for like 2 years, they had built my street cred so much so that everyone wanted me in their gig. The guys who are coming for verse 5 are beginning to get married. The owners are getting married. Their friends are getting married. So you MC this one, you are referred to the other one. You MC the other one, you are referred to the other one. And now they know me from a common space, which is verse 5. Weddings become my main thing. Until I'm invited for Soila Curtis and Jimmy Curtis's wedding. Jimmy Wamalwa, Curtis Wamalwa, and Soila Wamalwa. They are very huge content creators in the love, marriage, wedding space. And my brand blows up. My wife, who then is not my wife, neither is she my girlfriend, is invited for the wedding. And since we are not broken up, she's like, come, we go. So the relationship has ended, quote unquote, but we are still friends. Because the one thing about us is that we are friends through and through. So we dress up, we go. The groom sees me, they're like, come, we've not danced. This MC has just been MCing. So what we'll do after after we've eaten, we tell the MC to call you. You lead us in dancing. So we start dancing. At the time, Soila's boss is the Julie Gishuru. And with Julie Gishuru is now, she's a friend of mine nowadays. Her name is Mumbi Ndongo. We used to call her Kobe. So with Julie is Kobe. And Kobe is still a big shot back then because she used to work with K-Crew. So as we're dancing, who is dancing in front of me? Julie Gishuru. I pull her. We dance together. A photo is taken. A video is taken. The video makes it to a wedding show. The wedding show goes viral. The video is posted on social media. Facebook, it goes viral. So the fight was, this MC did not do a good job. Why are you giving a celebrity priority over the bride? And then there's the other faction who's like, it's like nice to see Julie Gishuru dancing, because now Julie Gishuru is known for news and seriousness. Nice to see that MC did a good job. That's very wise thinking. So it's not bad publicity and it's not good publicity. What it has done though is put me on the map. And remember, I was not supposed to be emceeing. Me, I'm here as a guest, and I'm here as a reluctant guest because it's my wife, then girlfriend, who's told me, let's go for this wedding. By mere chance, I blew up. By a mere chance, my Facebook is full of inboxes. How much do you charge for wedding? How much do you... I'm like, now I've been living in a 7,500 house. I want to move to a 20,000. And if someone has already paid me 40, now I start building, I start buying clothes, I start moving around. Then I move back home. I don't move out to a bigger house, I move back home. Because I feel like I'm making the money, but I really the lifestyle I want to live from this bedsitter, this 35K will not sustain, because it's 35K over a whole month. Then I have to wait another month, 35K. So the math is not mathing. I go back home. My dad is adamant, bro, you need to look for pupillage. So I stop emceeing fully. I start looking for pupillage again. It goes on. 2018, God places people in rooms that I am not in. So he places Baraka Mwaura in Mo Sound. Baraka fights for me to do groove. He fights. And it's like, this one is not getting groove. Sour. Let's bring a new gig. They bring a new gig called Christmas Cantata. The groove award Christmas something. Caravan. Oh, they're like, how much would you charge for Caravan? Like, I don't know, 80? Like, that's a good price. However, we'll give you 70 for the first one. Like, I've been paid 70,000. So he tells me mid-year. Then a friend of mine called Dennis Bahati, again, someone from Sitam Valley Road, calls me, is like, I'm getting married. I'm not paying you what I am doing. I'm leaving you my house. How much is your house? My house is 12,500. So what I'll do, you'll do what we call Kalia deposits. So I'll talk to the landlord. The deposit I paid before, because we pay deposit and rent. So it will sustain you for the first month, and then you start paying rent from the second one. And I'm like, that's a good mode of payment, because now I don't have to look for 25K. I only have to look for 12,500. I go into the house, I move in. At the same time, two friends of mine, the Dapper brother, Morioki Kagiri, and Director Dambi's, Clinton and Dambi, they call me, they're like, we're opening up an office at 209 State House Road. How? I asked them, how? Now, I've been shooting music videos, that's Clinton and Dambi. We want you on part of our team because we can do great administration work, and I like how you talk to clients. I'm like, let's go. So we go, Dambi's gets funding from an investor. We go, I tell them, let's go buy pallets as our office furniture. By the time I'm moving into this friend's house, it's in Gitaro, Kikuyu, I only have a mattress that is left me. The ones for high school, the thin ones. So I'm like, let's go, let's start. I tell my parents, I'm moving out in a month. They're like, what do you mean? Where will you get the money? I tell them, emceeing is paying me, so let's go. I move out, I sleep on a mattress for 2 weeks. Dambis gets the funding approved. We go, we buy pallets. I save a few coins, buy pallets. I make my bed. I make an L couch. Palace. Now I don't have cushions. I get a gig, an emceeing gig. Now the emceeing is coming back. I buy a mattress. A client walks in, a Nigerian client just walks into our office randomly. Like, hey, hi, what do you do? We do music videos. Hey, I'm looking to do a music video. How much would you charge me? We told him, what's your concept? I just want to show the magnificence of God, His greatness as a creator. Like, okay. Dambi's comes up with an idea. I love Dambis because his ideas are outrageous. They seem unachievable, but once you break them down, you can achieve them. So he's like, we'll go to Lake Magadi, we'll shoot in the morning, shoot the desert, shoot the lake. Like, that's a good idea. So the guy goes into the boardroom and Dambis comes and tells me, I don't know how to charge this guy. Like, what does he want? ABCD. Where do you want us to go? Magadi. So let's go meet him. I go, I tell him, because of the camera work and the people here and the amount of work that is going to go in, because we're giving you a video, post photos. We used to work with Samsonia as well back then. Dapper brother here will give you a wardrobe outlook because he's a fashion content creator. Me, I'll do the script. I didn't know how to do scripts. I'm just bluffing. Me, I'll do the scripts. We'll sign a contract, at least a new contract. So like, we'll sign a contract. And then we move. 250,000 Kenya shillings. The guy looks at us like, yeah. My budget was 220, but I can see if I can get to 250. Dambis is like, what? We're just going to get 200,000 like that. And we make our first deal. We refurbish the office. Everyone walks away with a few coins. The next big deal was Coke Studio. Moji was in Coke Studio. That's the other major milestone. In 2019 came. I closed off 2019 on a high. I'm singing in Rwanda for an end-of-year party, end-of-year concert. And I was like, this thing will feed me for life. 2019 is when now I fully focused on emceeing. It's been a good journey up to now. 2020 happened. 2020 now is what has made me reconsider my going back to practicing law. Because 2020, there were no events, no public gatherings. My sister is in Australia. She links me up to some guys who, they're Kenyan. They're consulting for Kenyans. And they needed someone with legal background just to go through the contracts, to go through legal instruments and to tell them what to do. Now my sister also with her classmates, they're like, since you know about the law, business law, which cuts across for Commonwealth countries and contract law, see, you'll help us do our assignments. I'm like, yeah, 10K per page. I'm like, sawa. So I used to do like 5 to 7 pages, make like 70K. 80K. With supplements from family and friends, I was able to maintain my lifestyle during COVID, and then post-COVID, then we picked it up. 2020, I was supposed to get married in 2020. So we got back together in 2018. We were to get married in 2020, but COVID happened. All the savings I had, I used them up until June, July. That's when my savings ran out. Now from the works I was doing for the guys in Australia and my sister. So now I was surviving on friends and my parents between May and end of August. Towards the end of August, gigs came back in small numbers. So 2021, we sit down with my wife and we say, no matter what, this wedding is happening. We do our Rura show. The day of the Rura show, I had 3,000 Kenya shillings on me. By the time we were getting to coast, I had 280,000. Because I told guys what is going to happen. And they were like, when they saw us on the road, someone uploaded. I think Josh uploaded. The same weekend we were traveling, the same weekend Safari Rally was happening. So when they uploaded, they're like, oh, you guys were going somewhere this week. Yeah, it's a Rura show. Guys started sending money. By the time I got there, I had enough money for us to move out. I'm still in Gitaru. My wife has seen Gitaru. She's like, nope, I'm not going to live here. Look for another house. So we do our ratio in June, 26th of June to be precise. I propose in May, 16th of May. We do a ratio in June. We've informed our parents through and through. By then, my wife has blown up as a content creator. So one photo goes live. We are everywhere. So they don't know whether it's a wedding or a ratio because it was big. We stay in Coastal for like 2 days. Then we come back to Nairobi. She goes to live with her bro. The most interesting thing about the ratio is 26th is 2 days before her birthday. The day of her birthday, the dad drops her. And I thank my father-in-law for doing that. He drops her and tells me, this is now your wife. Why did you leave her with me? And then we sing happy birthday to her together. And he's a very cool guy. I should call him more. Should call him more often or just text him every now and then. I'm handed over my bride. That day we spend together and the next one, then we leave on day 3. We come back and we plan on moving in together because ours was, we really wanted to finish the Rura show and then move in together as we plan for our wedding. We come back to Nairobi. I go to Gitaru. I know my wife does not want to live here. So I decide again with my confident, my right-hand man, Oshiono, we decide we are going to go to Ruaka and look for a house. So we walk We walk from Denderu down, going into houses, looking at houses. So we come to a house that's on the 5th floor. It is so bright, looks so nice, so spacious. I fall in love with it immediately. I'm like, the only money I have 60K on me. That's enough for rent and deposit, because the house was 35, but because of COVID, they reduced to 30. It's like I have 60K on me. So when we finished touring the house, as we were leaving, we hear some ladies in the sitting room. They're like, oh, wow, this is their house. This is the one we want. How do we pay? We show up. We tell the caretaker. So where do we pay? I had not told her I'm going to pay. Because I'm like, I'm not going to look for another house. This is the one. So we pay. I move in. I'm sorry to my previous landlord at Gitaru, but I move in on 5th of June or July. It was the day the rent was due at that other place. I don't serve notice. I don't tell them anything. I just pack my things in a canter and I leave. It is justified because he had refused to repair my roof. I bought paint and painted myself. He had refused to repair my bathroom. I bought sealant and repaired it. He had refused to repair my toilet. I bought the equipment for flashing and repaired it myself. I'm very hands-on. So I was like, now, see, I've told you what I have done to the house. I'm not going to pay you. I'm just going to leave. So I left. And that's how we moved into Ruaka together and decided, we got quotations on weddings. It was coming north of 600,000. So I asked her, we've already spent like $500,000 in the ratio. Let's do a simple thing, and then maybe 10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary, we'll do our wedding, full wedding. And she was game. I love my wife for that. Like, she's open to different methods of doing things or doing life. Yeah, we went to the AGs. We trended as well. I was like, hey, guys, it's just a wedding. Everyone goes to the AG. There's so many people going to the AGs. That's how our wedding happened, and we are living happily. Okay, I am happy. She needs to come and tell us whether she's happy. And now we have an addition to the family, daughter, I think 2 months old today, 2 months and 1 day today, as we are recording this. I think the best journey yet. Yeah, I'm really loving it. The week leading to today, I had a very serious gig that we had not rehearsed for, because guys are busy, schedules are scrambled here and there, and I had not seen that girl for a whole week. There's a day my wife sent me a text and I told her, I really miss that child. Please send me photos or videos, because I've been out of the house every day for the past week, for the past 2 weeks. The one thing I'll say about fatherhood is it's made me softer. I can't say I'm a good father. Only my wife can attest to that. And my child, I don't know whether I'm a good father. I'm just trying. I'm just trying because I'm winging it. It's come with a few changes, which I have not caught up. I am used to working weekends, like fully weekends. And so now, every time I'm working a weekend, I'm like, we need the money. But then again, I also need to be there for wife and the child to see the development and the growth. It's a tricky balance. For now, I am happy that she's happy. I'm happy that she can smile. I'm happy that she is healthy. She's very healthy. How it's changed me as a man is I am not taking nonsense. Like someone overheard me negotiate a deal and they were like, hey, you're not giving them room to breathe. I'm like, no, I need diapers. This child needs school fees. Now I'm thinking about how will I reduce my expenses? How will I cut off rent? And now think about building. Think about school fees, thinking about my wife in this space. She has to take care of the kid for like 3 to 5 years, fully dependent. So where she cannot fully work, because the house is a double income, where she cannot fully work, I need to be able to carry the burden. So I'm still not aligned to the different schedule. So that's what is making me feel like I'm not a good dad or a good father. But yeah, it is what it is. We are pushing, we pursue. I will learn, and to my wife, I promise you, I will work hard to be there more and more. So that means if you are listening to this podcast, you want to call me for an MC job, please don't bargain the red card. If you're bargaining, let's bargain higher, not lower.
Catch more African stories in the next episode of Legally Clueless. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of Kibunja's story. If you check out the show notes, there is a link to his Instagram so you can connect with him further there. And honestly, it was quite nice when he would mention some artists who I haven't heard of in a while, but reminded me of my first radio presenter job, because I used to play music by people like Recap, people like Kelele Takatifu. I think they had like this super huge song with Holy Dave. Oh my goodness. Like, this is taking me way back. Like, my first radio job was what? In 2010. Oh my goodness. Where? Yeah, some of those names were quite a throwback. And it was really great to hear Kibunja follow his passion. There's always fear, especially when it comes to, choosing a path of something different, something unconventional. But I believe it always works out. I believe the universe will always reward your courage. So just jump. If you want to share your story on this podcast, in the show notes, there is a link to a storyteller form. Fill it out. One of our correspondents will reach out to you. If you're in the Greater East African region, catch us on Trace FM every Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. and 11 p.m. Fridays, we're here or there at 1 p.m. Just go to traceradio.co.ke to stream. And yeah, see you on Saturday. I can't wait. I always attend our wellness talks, even though there's no specific role for me because my colleague is like the head of that side of things. But yeah, I hope I get to see you on Saturday at our wellness talk. That's it for this episode of Legally Clueless. You can share this podcast with your friends. You can keep it for yourself. I'm not judging. Just make sure you're here next week for the next episode.